Hello, my dear Butcho, and welcome back. I'm so happy you're here for another quick revision session with me. It's so good to see you all again. Today, we're going to tackle a chapter that I know gives many of you a little bit of tension, inverse trigonometry. But I promise you, by the end of this, you'll see how simple it really is.
I know what you're thinking. This chapter feels a bit tricky, right? The main question is, why is it so hard to just find the inverse of something like sine or cosine? I mean, what's the big problem? Well, let's get right into it and find out.
But listen, as I always tell you, tension matlo. Don't you worry. In just the next 5 minutes, I'm going to show you one simple little trick, one key idea that unlocks this whole chapter. After this, you'll be ready to solve any question in your exam. Come on, let's do this.
Okay, so first things first, let's rewind our brains back to the functions chapter. Do you remember the one condition for a function to have an inverse? It has to be 1-to-1. And this whole idea, this one-to-one business, is basically the main villain of our story today.
So, what does 1-to-1 even mean? It's actually really simple. It just means that for every single output, or y value, there's only one single unique input, or x value, that can create it. You can think of it like a lock and a key, right? One special key for one special lock. That's it.
Now let's look at our good old friend, the sine function. See this graph? It just goes up and down, forever. It's kind of like one of those really long Bollywood songs that never seems to end. Now, do you see the problem here? If you pick a single y value, let's say y equals half, look, there are so many x values that give you that same result. This is what we call a many-to-one function. And a function like this, well, you can't find its inverse. Not like this anyway.
So, what did the mathematicians do? Did they just give up? No way. They came up with a very clever solution, a simple and brilliant trick to get around this problem. And trust me, this one idea is the key to this entire chapter.
And the trick is so beautiful and so simple, they said, okay, instead of looking at this whole never-ending graph, what if we just focus on one small little piece of it? We just decide to look at one part and pretty much ignore everything else.
Let's go back to our sine function. What we do is we restrict our view. We put on blinders and only look at the part of the graph between minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2. Now look at this highlighted section. See? In this tiny little window, for every single y value, there is only one x value. Problem solved. Just like that, our function is now 1-to-1 in this area. Just think about what we did. It's so powerful. We took that messy, repeating many-to-one function on the left, and just by narrowing our focus, we turned it into this clean, well-behaved, 1-to-1 function on the right. That's the entire concept, really. We just limit our view to make the function work for us.
Now, this special, restricted section that we so cleverly picked out, it has a very important, kind of heroic-sounding name in maths. And this is the name you need to remember for your exams. It is called the principal value branch. That's all it is. It's just the official name for that standard, agreed-upon range that we use to make the inverse function possible. And believe me, just remembering the principal value branch for each function is the secret, the absolute secret, to getting all your answers right.
So, if remembering these branches is so important, you're probably thinking, where do I find them all? Well, you need one single place where all this crucial information is stored. The ultimate revision tool for your exams.
And now, everyone, get your phones ready. Get ready to take a screenshot of this next slide. I am not kidding. This is the most important slide for this entire chapter. I like to call it the magic table.
And here it is. This beautiful table gives you the principal value branch for all 6 of the inverse trig functions. But Joe, you absolutely must learn this table by heart. Every single question that asks you to find the principal value will be solved just by using this table. Promise me you'll memorize this, okay?
Okay, enough theory, enough talk. Theory is completely useless if we don't practice, right? So let's take what we've just learned and actually apply it to some real textbook exam questions. You're about to see just how easy this is.
Okay, here we go. Our first question, this one is straight from your NCERT textbook. It's example 1. Find the principal value of sine inverse of 1 by root 2. Now, don't panic. We just follow the steps.
Okay, step 1. Let's just say y is equal to sine inverse of 1 by root 2. Simple. Step 2.
This just means that sine of y is equal to 1 by root 2. Now, we ask ourselves the simple question, sine of what angle gives us 1 by root 2? We all know that, right? It's sine of pi by 4. But wait, stop. Here is the most important step of all. We must check our magic table. Is pi by 4 inside the principal range for sine inverse, which is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2? Yes, of course it is. So, that's it. That's our final answer.
The principal value is pi by 4. See? Wasn't that easy? It's really ekdam simple. The only thing you have to do is check the range from the table.
Let's try one more. This time we'll use a negative value, because I know that sometimes confuses students. This is example 2 from your book. Find the principal value of cot inverse of minus 1 by root 3.
We are going to follow the exact same steps. Let y equal the whole thing. This means cot of y is minus 1 by root 3. Okay, now, which angle gives us this value? From our formulas, we know that cot of 2 pi by 3 is minus 1 by root 3. And now, for the final golden step, check the magic table. The range for cot inverse is 0 to pi. Is our angle 2 pi by 3 inside this range? Yes, it is. And there you have it. That's our answer.
So, if we had to summarize this entire chapter for your exams, it really comes down to just 3 simple steps to success. First, remember that we have to restrict a trig function to give it an inverse. Second, that special restricted range is called the principal value branch. And third, and this is the most important one, you must always check the magic table to make sure your answer is in the correct range.
My dear Bacho, if you remember nothing else from our session today, just remember this one sentence. The key to getting full marks in these questions is just checking if your final angle is in the correct range from that magic table. That's it. That's the whole game.
And that's it. You are now completely ready to solve any principal value question that comes your way. I have complete faith in every single one of you. Go on and ace those exams. All the very best, everyone.